18, 19, 20.
Her official birthday is February 19th, 2001.
2001. And that's what I was saying too. Her canonical birthday is 2001, right? Mm-hmm. I was born in 2001 in August. She's older than me. She's older than me.
And if you would have had me
can't
there,
tell
like,
me. You can't
she's
say
older
that
than
I'm
me.
a pedophile. She's older than me.
Calm down, Burley.
No, because I'm like,
No, I'm sick and tired of this. Okay.
Swing low, sweet chariot high.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scar.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the anime. Okay, this not working. The little echo's not working. The echo's not working. But hello, everybody, and welcome to Animelytical. Animelytical.
Yeah.
It's a new podcast on the AK channel, Anime Kazoku, and we're very excited about it. This is a podcast, an anime-filled one, right? It's going to be an anime-centered one, but not only anime geek stuff, gaming, random stuff as well, but we're going to be mainly talking about the things that we talk about off camera. So that is to say that we can get pretty random at times. You're welcome to stay if you want to have us in the background for some white noise. If not,
and pretty sexual.
Yeah.
This, we could set the mood, like.
the channel. This channel is PG-13. Okay, that's as far as we're going. It's PG-13, so y'all ain't gotta worry.
I don't know if we want to say that. We're gonna.
Let's not claim anything.
Yeah.
It's just gonna happen, and
We'll
then
give y'all a warning at the beginning of the video. It's mature content.
But let's get to know the hosts and co-hosts of this show. Now, everybody knows me, right? No, you don't. My name is.
Who is this random black man?
My name is Solomon Davenport. YouTube channel name Solo Rain. I am the CEO of Anime Kazoku, AK, of this channel, and I'm kind of like the host. I won't say main host, but I am gonna be like kind of like the head because I set up everything. I don't decide the topics, but I do approve the topics, and that's kind of like the role that I play on it. Now we're gonna go around in a circle, going from me to Reina. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Reina. I don't have my YouTube channel out yet, but still working on it. It's gonna be called, I think, Rain X. For porn aesthetics.
Why?
So, I think the only job that I have here is basically script writing. So if you see any skits that are made, 9 times out of 10 is either by me or Tiara, because of our creative mindsets.
Yeah, and you can even see that with the 3-minute skit that we did called "Leave It to the Men," and you go to the behind the scenes on that, you'll see Tiara and Reina talk about their experience writing it and how they got.
Don't roast me! I look fat as hell during that.
We talked about this. I'm the fat one, clearly.
Nah, I was on my period and I was bloated.
But before we move on to Miles, I want you to give them a little taste of what your YouTube channel would be. Like tell them what it would be about, what it's centered about, so they have something to look after.
So my YouTube channel is basically a mixture of anime, K-pop, and a little bit of makeup. I'm not a professional makeup artist, but I got a little something going on. So make this clear, makeup will probably be like once a month, and I will be basically talking mostly about like anime and K-pop and Asian related topics.
Nice. All right, Miles, go ahead, Big M.
All right.
My son.
All right, my name is Miles Kovar. YouTube channel name is MC Fire. For AK, I'm pretty much the vice CEO. Y'all want to get into layman's term? Vice president, I guess y'all could say. Yeah, I'm pretty much one of the other persons that does approve things. Technically, yeah, I do write here and there if mainly from our 2 writers if they need me to jump in. They mainly have me act, and I'm pretty sure y'all saw on one of our recent videos. Was it y'all made me wear a whole bunch of blood?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was Joey's one. That
Oh,
was
that was Joe. Yeah.
What was it called?
Damn.
Inner
What was
peace.
it? Yeah.
Inner
No.
Peace.
That
No,
was
no,
mine.
no.
Oh,
That was mine. I think you acted in all three. I think
Yeah.
you acted
Yeah.
in all three.
Yeah.
But it was called
I can't remember either. And she sent it to me.
it was like it's not infamous, but it was like well known. It was well known. Called well known.
Yeah, there you go.
We are terrible people.
Joey's gonna kick our
You were
ass.
murdered in two of them. You were murdered in
Yeah.
two of the.
I was legit murdered in two of them. Now I know y'all probably thinking, are you gonna get murdered in the majority of these? Possibly yes. Possibly yes. I'm probably gonna be the punching bag in this.
Miles is the weakest link.
We
One
should
of-
do a count how many times people get killed.
like on Team 4-Star, like they had a counter for how much time Krillin got hit. He's just gonna have the Miles counter. It's just how many times he dies in the video.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, we're probably gonna add that in the depth. My YouTube channel as of right now is gaming. I just started adding music on there. It's depends on like what's out in the world, cause gaming has kind of been lackluster. Yo, also if y'all know anybody that could cop me a PS5, that would be that would be so helpful.
Tira, you ain't
because I'll
buying
be-
him a PS5.
I'm like that would be so
I'm
helpful.
broke. Okay.
That would be so helpful because I can get some
Without
good
them.
game. I could get some good games out. Demon Slayer is getting one, so I'll be able to put that out. It's in a Storm aesthetic, so
Yeah.
that'll be nice.
See, I noticed that you've been putting up like music on your channel now, and you got some real heat on that. You got some real heat.
I
Like,
haven't even checked it out.
I was listening to it. I was like, yo, Miles, where you get? I'm gonna have to hop on one of these. Like I know you're like just now starting. Once you get the beat drop, it's over. That's it. That's it. Well, go ahead, Tiara. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tiara. My YouTube channel is Shiny Dance 13, but fun and stuff, but you just call it Shiny Dance. I'm going to change it eventually. It's just been there since I had my YouTube channel since like 2016. When YouTube was great. By the way.
Prime time.
What I do for AK, I just like write scripts because I be bored and 12 o'clock in the night and depressed, and I just be writing stuff because I miss them so much, so I just be writing.
It be like that.
It does.
Like I just miss them sometimes. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna write a random script in them, and then and also sometimes I be shipping the boys just because.
And it's amazing. The fan fiction that we make. These
Also,
are nodding their
fun
heads and being
fact.
so ashamed.
Fun
But,
fact.
oh my god, yes.
Fun fact. The only way we could summon our CEO when we mention him in a yaoi, and then all of a sudden he
Either we have
magically
to
appeared.
tag his name several times or we put him in a yaoi with somebody.
See, it's not even on purpose because y'all will be like doing that, and I'll be like at the gym or something, and then my phone will start blowing up. I'm like, okay, let me finish this rep, and then I'll look at it. I look at it, I'm like, who am I being shipped with now?
Last time he was shipped with
Kendall.
Our friend Kendall.
You know that from our last video. Well, right now our last video. He's AKA the king of the simps.
Yeah.
That will be on pretty much all of our merch. I'm just letting y'all know as of right now, Kendall
'Cause
will be
Kendall
on
is a simp.
majority of our merch. I did not tell him this, but he will find this out. Kendall, we're gonna have you on a shirt wearing a crown, and it's just gonna say Cincinnati on here.
You know we can. All right. So now that you have a feel for like everybody that's a part of this podcast, I hope you like that little intro in the beginning. Assuming that I was able to edit it. Sometimes, video editing does not turn out the way that you plan. So right now we're gonna get into a topic. We did a will. We did a little generator courtesy of Raina.
Yeah, all four of us had an idea, and I was like, let's just put it into a wheel.
So Raina.
Generators are ready to go, my dude.
So Raina's gonna go in first because it landed on her.
Mm-hmm.
A little sus that she's the one who spun it and it landed on her, but that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine.
You think I'm manipulating stuff?
It sounds
Call
kind
mer-
of sus.
Call emergency meeting.
But I'm gonna give the ownership to Raina, and we're gonna start with the topic, see where it takes us.
Okay. So, as y'all know, recently I've been watching a lot of playthroughs of games. Specifically, I finished up Little Nightmares. And I was looking at Little Nightmares and how the aesthetic and how like fearful it is. And it got me on the topic of what makes a good like horror game. you know, because I was going back on Bendy and the Ink Machine, and I was also going back on FNAF. So my question to y'all is, what makes a good horror game, and what would y'all like declare as the best horror game?
Who wants to go first? Because I can like start it.
How you gonna say like the best horror? Because I don't know if I could say out right now what would be the best. Yeah, like, but in terms of good ones, I'm like she listed good ones already.
Past 5 years, what would you say is the best game?
Right now, Resident Evil is out, so of course that's like the the go-to one.
That's go-to. I mean, if I could probably say maybe a top 3 in my opinion, Resident Evil, Little Nightmares, I will give it that props, and FNAF. Apparently that has not died down.
It's haven't.
FNAF's.
That's crazy.
Like FNAF has like proven to be more timeless than like almost Minecraft. Yeah. You can't get rid of Minecraft. It seems like you can't get rid of FNAF.
Steve always behind you.
The thing is, the creator was like, this is the last game, and then added sister location.
It's like, this is the last game, you know, after the next 5 games. And then it was like, okay, so this is the last game.
And
but after I made a book.
Yes.
Oh, wait, but this is the last game after I make a movie. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah, Blumhouse is doing the FNAF movie. Get ready for that.
Blumhouse?
Yes, Blumhouse.
Blumhouse makes the best movies.
Yes.
So I'm ready for that. But as for what makes a good horror game, if I would have to say, it's kind of similar to what makes a good horror movie. Now, it all depends on your preference. For me, I lean more towards horror movies that take more towards thrillers. Okay, I don't really get scared in horror movies. I laugh. Okay, I like the Conjuring. Yeah. I laughed all through the Conjuring. All the movies. I laughed all through all of the Conjuring movies. I wish I was you. I can't mess. I cannot mess with Annabelle. I'm sorry.
Annabelle made me scared as hell.
Annabelle was the funniest. That little doll.
I only mess with Chucky as a doll. I'm sorry.
No, see, I was watching that scene. All I see is her in the like the little glass case. She says, I'm like, no, come on, man. You didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do me like that. You can just buzz that. Come on. But I think like it started for me because like one, I didn't like horror movies, but I've become to get like a appreciation for them through watching movies like what is it? What's that one with the It?
Yeah.
Pennywise.
Now, if you think It 2 is scary, I'm sorry to tell you this, but every horror movie for you is going to be scary.
Yes.
Because It 2 is not scary. It's funny.
It depends on like because
when we say It 2, are we talking about the reboot?
The reboot.
The reboot was hilarious. Actually,
like it's some parts in there that are like scary. Like if you go into the first one because that's like your first time getting into the franchise, which might as well come out and say this. Is chances are we might get a third It, but anyway, in terms of that, you just now watching It. Okay. That one, you're going to have some jump scares, and it might scare you. But after that...
I got one jump scare from It, and that was when the librarian-looking thing came out.
Yeah, that might happen. But with the second one, it was like, okay, did it scare me? I was like, I went in there. Now, it was some things that did make me jump, but like, downright scared, Solomon is right. It is funny. Some of them scenes, I mean...
The dancing has been...
The dancing clown, I mean... Is that even memeable? I'm just wondering.
Yeah, it's memeable.
That was one of the most.
He was on beat.
He was on beat with that. Like some horror movies, okay, it could be funny. So can they do that in the game? Can you put that same energy into a game? Can you make it scary or to?
I feel like it's different when it's a game because you're physically like playing the game.
That's what I was gonna get into because sorry if I interrupt you.
No,
but
good.
For horror games, I was thinking about it while you all were talking. I was like, maybe if I was to make a horror game, how would I make sure that it's a good one? Mm-hmm. Now, the main thing that I see across the board, even in horror movies, what makes horror movies successful? It's a lot of times the jump scares. Yeah. It's the story, but people go to horror movies for the jump scares, whether or not they want to admit it. That's the same with video games. You playing FNAF? You're not playing like a lot of people play FNAF for the lore. Yes.
Yeah.
But even casual players, they play the game to have fun. because of the jump scares. Am I right or am I wrong?
No, you're pretty much you're in the
So
ballpark.
from the jump scares and everything, not saying that if I make a horror game, I would just make sure it's all jump scares. No, that's stupid. But if I was to make the horror game, I would go a step further and make sure that no matter what situation the player is in, they feel helpless. Helplessness is what creates the horror games. Feeling that you're not winning, you're surviving.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good horror game. So that's what I would do. Like with Resident Evil, the new one that came out, he was dropped into like, he was basically abducted, right?
Yes, he was abducted.
He was abducted. He's trying to save his daughter. It's not him winning. It's him just trying to get out of the situation. So you as the player don't feel like you're in here like, oh, I'm about to fuck shit up and like, oh, this is like Saints Row. I'm the boss. No.
No, like it probably will go through that. Like if you would play the game, it's like, okay, he says that like in the beginning, like, yeah, he's trying to find his daughter. The more you play that game, it's like you're literally just trying to have this man legit survive, and it's like, wait, didn't I have a goal here at the beginning? It's like, and then he probably like bring it up maybe like past the middle of the game. It's like, I'm trying to save my daughter, and then you'll probably be like, wait, that was the thing? I thought I was here to survive.
I definitely feel with that, but also like most people are scared of the unknown. Like they most fearful of that, because there's literally studies show like the most things you are fearful because either like you are too scared to want to find out what the answer is. And I'm like, I feel like with a game, I'm like you in a situation to the point like, I need to survive, but I don't want to know what's going to happen next. Like my favorite, I actually played Resident Evil, the first one on the PlayStation 1. My dad had it. Okay. And I'm not going to lie, I'm like, where the heck I'm going? What I'm going to do next? Like, I'm just thinking what's going to happen next. And I'm like, and the next you know, I died because I got too scared because my dad turned off the lights. But also I played Doom also because like, Doom is like, it's more action than horror, but like it can be like horror and gory, but like I'm there for the lore also because like you in hell and like and like you have all these monsters and like where y'all coming from, like why are you here, but you just want to kill some monsters off.
The video game aesthetic is way scarier when you playing at 4 a.m. and with the lights on.
And then one thing, you got to make some likable characters.
Yes.
But I would also turn a twist in here. Now, this is a game that both me and Solomon have played. This is a well-known game. Pretty sure everybody has played. And if you haven't, I would highly recommend it. Until Dawn. That is one where this is a twist. See, with this game, you do control the characters, but you get to make decisions. And depending on what choice you make in here, it's going to decide, is this person going to live or are they going to die? Now, the goal is, yes, you have to survive until dawn. But see, now it depends. Like, yeah, you can have certain characters survive. Like, it wasn't like 6 or 7 characters in there?
It's been so long since I played.
It's
around there.
It's around like 6 to 7 characters up in there. And now from the get-go, from the beginning, you're gonna like probably maybe 1 or 2 characters, and you're probably gonna be like, okay, I want them to live. Then you're gonna get into a situation, you play this character and you don't like them, but it'll be like, do you want them to live or do you want them to die? Now, if you probably just get them killed off, what's that gonna do to the story? Were you supposed to kill them off, or were you supposed to keep them alive? Main thing of the game, try to survive until like all the way until dawn, at least with all the characters alive. Now you can beat the game with like 2 or 3 of them getting killed off, but can you at least make it to the game with everybody alive? Now that's the type of game I would want to make, because I'm like, it's gonna affect the story depending on what you do. And honestly, that's actually one of my favorite games. I mean, it's up there with Resident Evil, but Until Dawn, that was just a classic. I wish they made like a sequel or somewhat of a reboot.
They kind of made a sequel, with Mana of Medan and like those type of things. But I wish that they made a direct sequel.
Yeah, like, that one was a good one. Like that game, I kind of wish that they came back to, because it was a good game.
What made Until Dawn so good horror-wise is that I think, of course, I'm gonna go back to it, but I really think that it comes back to like the feeling of helplessness, and not that you're beating the game. You don't feel like you're beating the game. You feel like you're just trying to survive. And Until Dawn, when the Wendigos come, like the monsters are coming, you're in a, oh my gosh, hopefully I don't mess up. Oh. we'll have it in the we'll edit it. But like in Until Dawn, like you're not in the I'm about to beat this game. No, you're in a hopefully these characters don't die because of me. I think that's what makes it so good, because it's like one wrong move and this game's not going to be forgiving. They'll kill them off right then and there.
Especially with these Wendigos, like the way they make this game, they are incredibly fast. Like I ain't gonna go into like spoiler like details in terms with the Wendigos, just in case if anybody hasn't played the game. But with the Wendigos, there is a certain way that you can technically kill them, but you have to be extreme. You got to move fast, like with this control. Like it was like one thing with the game. This is one thing I would say that you probably should do if you do want to make a horror game. If you start off the game and it'll be like, okay, it'll tell you to press triangle, and then it'll go to like pressing square. It's like, okay, this is easy. Okay, yeah, you say that, but once you get like to the part with the Wendigos and stuff, and you gotta be moving, like, do you take it? Do you go left? Do you go right? Do you? And then when you're climbing up like a tall hill, do I take the safe route and climb, or do I make the jump? And you gotta move fast with it. Like it's gonna have like a time, and it's gonna move fast.
You feel like you're in the moment.
You are literally in the moment. Your heart is gonna be racing. Trust me, my heart was racing in a few of the moments because they was chasing me and I had to get away. You're gonna want that feel. You're gonna want that heart race.
Yeah, it's that feeling of hopelessness. Not that like you have time to decide. Like, okay, so this is the right choice. It's okay to have those moments here and there, but the real draw is things like, yo, I have a certain amount of time to make this decision, and if I make the wrong one, this character dies. I need to make sure that as many people survives as possible. I think that's like just the helplessness. Danganronpa, not a horror game.
I mean, thriller.
Good story though.
I mean, it's a good story. I would say it's a good
Until
story.
the third game.
Spoiler.
Until the third game.
I like the third game. It's just the ending.
Yeah, the
Mindfuck.
ending.
Mindfuck.
Yeah, that ending was okay.
So that's good. We're gonna take a short break, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna take the topic from Miles. We're just gonna go around in circles.
Yeah.
So during this short break, go and pee.
Get you some snacks too. Chances
Yeah.
are, I'm like,
Make sure you hydrated.
Eat a Corona bar. You need to be healthy. Children, be healthy. Don't be listening to me and Raina.
Please don't listen to me.
All right. So before we took that little break, we were going to Miles, and he had a topic, and we're just gonna get right into it. So go ahead.
all right, I got a question for y'all. So, how do y'all like living in this world?
I hate it.
Okay.
You should know why.
Okay. Solo.
I like my life.
Okay. Now, I have a question. Now, we're just gonna take the safe route. If a portal or something opened up to another world, and you could go there, would you?
Can I come back?
No. There's no coming back.
I don't care. I'm leaving. I'm leaving everybody.
What's in the new world? What's in the new world?
Magic, fairies,
Am
goblins.
I the main character?
Yes, you're pretty much you're the main character.
That means I'm gonna have to fight everybody's
plot
problems.
armor,
I don't know.
Okay, so
plot armor. There's a
leaving.
chance that you're, well, this is pretty much just for everybody. I'm like, chances, a possible harem, reverse harem.
Wait. I might say yes.
see, yes, but on a condition.
Okay.
If in this world that I'm in now, I died, then yes.
Oh.
I'll go to the new world.
Well then, well that's what we're gonna talk about. So do any of y'all have any like favorite isekai? Did anybody watch isekai first off? Any isekai anime?
ReZero.
Oh,
I haven't finished season 2. I haven't started.
you definitely need to hop on, my brother. You need to hop on it.
I feel like I watched like so many. Hold up.
I'm off and on.
Do video game ones count as isekai?
Isekai, I'm like any isekai. I'm like, I guess we could, toss that in there
Okay,
because
so
this might actually come into play later
Sword
on
Art
down in the future.
Online.
Yeah.
Bofuri. I love Bofuri. That's like I finished it. Really love that anime. I'm waiting for season 2. Everything else, I can't. I guess this kind of counts as an isekai, but not really because he was able to come back. So, Girls Bravo, my first anime ever, like the anime that got me into anime. Don't watch it. It's not that good.
No game, no life.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely. That needs a season 2, by the way. What y'all doing in Japan?
Like, excuse me, hello.
Oh.
Desperate.
Okay. Well, as of right now, Isekai apparently got banned in Russia. Now, this actually, and this is possibility.
What did it get banned for?
Yeah, what's the reason for it being banned? I wouldn't see any reason for why it would be banned.
Well, this actually kind of goes with what Solomon said on if it was one of the reasons that he could go to a Isekai world, him being killed. Now, this actually causes a problem because
reason why anime is banned, guys.
I'm like, well, the main problem is because a lot of kids thinking, we already know the rating for this channel anyway. So a lot of kids are actually thinking life is not really, worth living on this side. So they're thinking,
This world ain't as it's supposed to be.
exactly. And if I could be overpowered, I could get the girl or girls or boy or boys, depending on whichever, whatever you want. Yeah, they're pretty much, taking, offing themselves. If y'all know what that means, I'm trying to keep PG, but if y'all want me to be more clear with that,
Suicide.
Yeah,
Suicide.
suicide. Yeah, suicide.
We're gonna have to probably bleep that out.
Yeah. Well, that's
Trigger
why I said
warning.
off.
We'll see.
Off. We'll see how that's going. If that needs to be
Yeah.
bleeped out, but
Yeah.
a lot of them are saying, yeah, that's actually a problem. Some of them
know
it
where
does
this
have
is
a little
going.
thing with being inappropriate. Some isekais. So examples of the isekais that did get banned. ReZero is one of them. We're not gonna go into spoiler territories, but pretty sure everybody has already seen season 1, so we already know how violent that is.
Decapitated.
Spoilers.
I'm like, yeah. Sword Art Online is actually another one that did get banned.
What?
Why?
Why?
Oh,
No.
You
Whoa.
die in a game, you die in real life.
You kind of, I'm
Whoa,
like, gaming.
when the whole cage thing with Cena,
yeah.
I definitely could
I'm like-
in there in a way.
I'm like that. I'm like, that probably might be actually one of them, depending on. I'm like, SAO does have a lot of problems, but in terms of the isekai, yeah, that stuff getting banned. Probably people thinking, could I get trapped in the game? Hopefully that doesn't hold off at an actual full dive in the real world.
I mean,
we
they
want
are
that to happen.
working on the Nerf gear as we talking
Yeah.
right now.
Sony,
They
y'all-
are
I'm
working on-
excited for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sony, y'all better be up on that because I'll buy that. But SAO is another one of them. This one, I actually just finished season 2 of it, and I actually enjoyed it now. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. That's
I was
another
heard
thinking
game.
that.
about getting into that one.
Yeah, that anime did get banned. I do recommend it. It's a good, funny one. Season 1 is actually funny. Season 2 is where it gets a little bit more serious. This one is probably going to be a shock to everybody. If somebody heard of it, this one isn't really much of a violent one. It's actually hilarious. 2 seasons in a movie. Konosuba is actually
I can
another
see
one
why
that got
that's
banned.
banned.
Konosuba actually got banned too.
I can see why that's banned.
Yeah, yeah, that one got banned. And now this one is something else that actually was on the page. Now these animes got banned because of their quote-unquote violence in Russia also. And I want to know, what do y'all think? Because these animes got banned. The animes that are listed is Death Note, Tokyo Ghoul, and Inuyasha.
Huh? What?
Yes.
No.
Can I
And you
say
lost
something?
one of these things are not like the other.
Right. Like, I understand Tokyo Ghoul and Death Note, but Inuyasha, how dare you? Like, that's my soul.
Let me say something. And this is more towards any parent that's like listening in on this. If your kid has something like mentally wrong with them, don't blame the show. They're just trying to make their butt. You have to take considerations as a parent to turn off the TV and actually help your child. Don't be writing into these like anime productions and be like, y'all should be canceled. This is not their fault. They're here. They have a rating. They warn y'all about like certain things in here. You can't blame the show for what's being done.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have to say.
I definitely feel that because like even now, like outside of anime, for some reason,
We've been hearing this like a long time because of like violent video games.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
Like, they say video
it's like,
games, but
oh, my kid is like this because of your show or your video game.
Then turn it off.
I'm like, then
Turn it
monitor what
off.
your kid is
You're
watching
watching.
and playing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, and also with video games, I'm like, last time I checked, they always put that, or I mean, actually, even before the game comes out, when they usually show it in the trailers, they usually say rated E for everyone, rated
Yeah.
teens, or
Um,
rated M for mature.
For example, the Doki Doki Literature Club. Yeah, it's
It looks cute on the surface.
It looks cute on the
Certain
surface and
enough.
everything, and like, yeah, you can claim that you were tricked, but when you turn on the game, it gives you a
Yeah,
warning.
It gives you a warning.
So
Yeah.
it gives you a warning of what to expect if you're sensitive to suicide and da
if
da
you're
da
still
da.
not getting what we're getting at, I'll use an outside of anime reference. Cardi B, stop writing this girl angry letters
Oh, yes.
saying like
Yes.
you're influencing my child. She makes clubbing, twerking music.
And then even she said on herself, like one time she did a live stream and her daughter came in at the wrong time and she instantly cut off her music.
And then everybody was like, so my kid can listen to your music, but your kid can't.
No, because she literally told me, she said, I am empowering women. She said, I literally said this before. Kids supposed not to listen to my music.
Exactly.
And of course, I'm not letting my own child. She said, that's your parenting skills. I can't tell you what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
You really think that like with the stuff that we're making and the stuff that we want to make, that we're gonna allow our kids to watch our stuff
No.
at a young age? No.
No.
next you know, they be like, Mommy, what is this? I'm like,
Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, anime productions, video game productions are not here to raise your kids. They have ratings for a reason. Cardi B and Nicki cuss all the time in their music. Get a clue.
Yeah, it's stupid to be like, oh, my kid wants to commit suicide because of your anime.
no,
I'm like,
no.
yeah, that's not really the
Um,
Your
reason why. I
kid
don't
Your
had
kid-
the problem before
like-
he watched the anime.
Yeah.
Like, if I like remember correctly, none of these animes ever had the person go into like the new world through suicide.
Yeah.
No.
So how are you making the connection
Right.
that they're teaching you to commit suicide? That's not the message at all. A lot of these people get into the new world because they died of no fault
Yeah.
of anyone. It just happened.
At the end of the day, be a better parent. Stop blaming other people for your bad parenting skills.
Yeah, I would definitely say that because a person who went through mental trauma stuff, they deal. I don't know why they still deal with me. Like I'm just a hot mess. A person
We're
who
all a
did-
hot mess.
a person who actually went through a lot of mental trauma and stuff, and I watch a lot of dark anime. I literally have a Tokyo Ghoul shirt, and I'm like, I will faithfully say, I will confirm. I'm not saying for everyone. Tokyo Ghoul did not affect me how the way like literally affect me like what come to suicide and,
And
stuff
Tokyo
like that.
Ghoul is gory.
Yeah,
Yes.
and like it did not affect my mental health. My mental health because the trauma I had, my family issues I had, like that would have like Tokyo Ghoul actually helped me calm me down instead the opposite of effect. And parents, I will say this: y'all just can't admit that you are wrong. Which for most parents, they be like, "I'm right, you wrong, shut up." Like
Especially to a stubborn black
Yeah.
parent.
yeah, even as currently, I know some people personally, I'm not gonna say their names, they don't think mental health is a thing. And even though as 2021, and like a lot of parents don't think, oh, you sad depressed for what? You're not adult.
Like it's like imaginative. Like you're making it up. And it's not like people suffer a lot and they continue to suffer if you're gonna ignore it.
Mhm.
I didn't mean for this to get so like
Nah, it needed to go there. It needed
Yes.
to go there. Because this is a conversation that needs to be had.
yeah.
You're like, not a lot of people, because people aren't having this conversation, it's why anime is being banned like that. Because instead of taking accountability, they're going to shift the blame to any way that they can.
I
It's
think
the
Family
same
Guy
reason.
has talked about like an influence on like kids and stuff and put it into satire.
Family Guy too. Listen,
Family Guy.
why are you letting your kids watch Family Guy? But
Yeah.
But it's like, you can't just blame everything but yourself for what happens to your child. That's not how it works. That child is your responsibility. If your child wants to do something, then do what you need to do to correct
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
And also, change your mindset. It's not, oh, he wants to do it because he saw this. No. He wants to do it because you let him see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or let her see it.
Yeah.
I don't know about y'all, but I used to have parental locks. My parents made sure I didn't
Yeah.
see certain stuff.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch Boondocks for a hot minute.
Same.
I used to sneak.
It took me a
I used
while.
to sneak watching Boondocks
My
and
parents,
Robert Chicken.
my parents would not let a second of Adult Swim
Yeah.
air
So
in
like,
front of me.
Man, it took. I'm not gonna lie, and I know it's been out for years, but it took me a while just to catch up on like in terms of all the seasons with Family Guy. That took me a while to catch up on. Same with American Dad, and same with Boondocks. I could not, under any circumstance. Man, look, because Adult Swim that came on after Cartoon Network. As soon as Cartoon Network went off, and like as soon as Chowder, Flapjack, whatever the last show was, as soon as that went off,
They're like,
the
Chowder
channel
was
was
cool.
changed. I could not watch any of that.
yeah.
That's like these people are just trying to make stories.
Right.
They're just trying to make good stories, and you can't limit their like artistic view of what they want to make
Yeah.
because it might affect your child. If it's going to affect your child, you as a parent should know that.
Yeah.
You as a parent should take that into account and vet. That's why your kids should go up to you and ask, "Can I watch this?" There should be nothing that your kid, especially like an
Or even if-
impressionable age, should be watching something without you at least knowing a little bit of it.
Or
Yeah.
even if they don't even come up to you, like my niece, she usually plays on my old phone, and I usually like peek my head over like the phone to make sure she's not watching something she's not supposed to be watching.
Yeah, I'm glad that you added that. Like, there's ways of monitoring what your kids watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some parents be thinking, I'm like, okay, this, for example, and honestly, I'm not saying for every parent, like, they need to be a straight up weeb or a nerd and get into every anime, but at least some basic ones, because, and I'm calling y'all out for it, because the only basic ones that y'all kind of know, and this is kind of depending on whether you're going to let your kids just watch anime, which, if y'all don't know if it's inappropriate or not, kind of going, like, if it was Death Note or something.
You can look at a synopsis, you know.
Yeah.
And but sometimes they don't even have it. Like I probably like maybe with that, like they probably just didn't give one, and you probably ain't gonna know what's gonna happen until you watch the show.
Matter of fact,
Some
just
parents-
look at the rating. The rating is
Yeah.
literally at the top
Yeah.
corner.
Yeah, but you know, some parents probably just think it's anime, and they'll probably just think, oh, it's like Pokemon or something.
Oh yeah, like
Then they'll
Dragon
be
Ball.
like, oh, we're gonna watch it. Now, some parents, it could go either way. Kind of with the Dragon Ball, it's either gonna be like, it was Dragon Ball. It's nice. Maybe I'm gonna let them watch, you know, Death Note and Tokyo Ghoul, and then they'll be like, okay, Dragon Ball was way too violent. That's your take on it, and they'll probably automatically say no, and it's something funny like Konosuba. Like honestly, with the main character, okay, he didn't get killed at all. Like he technically, okay, spoilers. I ain't gonna go into real detail, but I'm like he technically died of kind of like natural causes in the first episode, and really throughout the entirety of the anime, and I'm caught up with it. It's nothing but hilarious. It's just straight funny through the whole thing, and I'm like, even in some part, well, no, I can't really go into detail
I would
because
like
y'all
to
would have
bring
to
up
watch.
another excuse parents would say is that I can't control what my kid watch when they're at like their friend's house.
Okay,
I
but
mean-
you can control the type of people your child
Yeah.
is.
Hangs
Yeah.
out with.
Like you at least like know what they doing. Like I remember this remind me of my 8th grade year. I have this teacher named one of my favorite teachers. He asks us, he asks us, who was your first teacher? Of course, we name all types of teachers. Oh, my first teacher was in preschool, da da da, and this Miss Garden, da da da. He said, no, your first teacher is your parents. He said, they the one who brought you in this world, supposed to teach you stuff before you got into school. And like, yeah, we teach you stuff, but they still at the end of the day, your first teacher. And I feel like parents, they get mad even at school. I be seeing this at school because I work with little kids. They be like, you supposed to be watching my kids, guarding my kids, but like, you supposed to teach them before we got your kids to able to handle them.
Yeah.
So like,
They can only do so much. It's like
Yeah.
they're
They
not the
can't.
parents, and that's the same thing with anime. Anime is not your parents.
Exactly.
You can't like expect them to raise your kids in the way that you wanted them to be raised. No.
Yeah,
That's
at
your
the
job.
end of the day, like when my niece and my nephew do come over, I do turn on the TV. I do like give her the phone. At the end of the day, I have to I have her on kids mode for most of the time. I have to make sure I monitor like what's being put on the TV. Like I heard one cuss word on the TV that Zaylin was watching, my nephew, and I was like, Zaylin, you watching something else?
Yep. See, this happened to me before when I was younger because I was watching regular show. Regular show to me, kids can watch it, but in the beginning there's one episode where Mordecai and Rigby went off and actually said like PISS ED. You know, I wasn't trying to say it.
My bad.
Only because we can say it. I don't get pissed. I was trying to refrain from saying it because I wasn't sure whether or not it was going to do something with the thing, but we'll just see. But yeah, he was saying, well, I'm pissed, or oh, Benson's going to be pissed because of that one word. My stepsister at the time went and told my dad, and I had to stop watching it, even though it wasn't Adult Swim.
Did you finish the show though later on?
Later on in my life, yes. Later on in my life, I picked that back up.
I'm like, okay, and some things, and maybe off of anime and stuff. Okay, would I let my kids probably watch like certain things? Okay, maybe when it gets to a certain topic. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and again,
so would you recommend your child like the animes that you watch?
Honestly, it's not okay. If my anime list has like,
for me, it's
I'm gonna just say
I
an
watch
example.
gory stuff.
I'm gonna say an example, like for me, because it's not really confirmed how many, but if I have 100 animes in my list, the kids are legit probably gonna maybe watch maybe like 10, maybe tops. And some of that, and unfortunately, like I said, some of that might be with the romance and stuff. But in terms of, because I know in terms of like violence, okay, Pokemon, okay, yeah, I can let that one slide. That one I would let slide. Dragon Ball, look, I would let them watch, but that one still is like when I would let them get older because in terms with certain content. Now, Konosuba, that one is funny. They would get a kick out of that. I know they would. I would let them watch that at a young age because they would be laughing throughout every single episode. But some of that stuff that I know, Death Note, they're not watching that. They not watching Tokyo Ghoul. I can tell you that just from season 1, first episode, they're not watching that. They're not watching that. Would I let them? Okay, now would I let them watch My Hero?
Yeah,
I would.
Maybe like okay.
The superhero aesthetic is really entertaining for kids.
Yeah,
My
so
Hero
like,
Academia is my favorite anime.
And because the creator of My Hero Academia, he plain out just came up and said it like he's a big fan of anything like comic related stuff in the US, which is like why a lot of the heroes are based off of like
Is it recording itself?
I don't think so.
oh it did it which is why a lot of the stuff is based off of like, you know, stuff in like US. Like he's a big fan of that stuff, and a lot of people have been doing like comic book references. Recent stuff that happened like with Deku, they've been comparing him like to, they did like a side image, like they showed a picture of Deku and like just one of the recent manga chapters, and they showed a picture of Spider-Man in his Iron Spider suit, and they say it looks exactly the same. And a lot of people look like this. So I'm like, I would let them watch My Hero Academia, but like certain stuff in there. And even, I'm not even gonna lie, some of the stuff, a lot of that has fan service. And I would have to go out, which, okay, a lot of anime does have fan service, but the ones that like are just straight ecchi, no, they're not watching that. They're not watching that. So I would limit them until they get to a certain age and be like, okay, now you can watch it. Like, I'm not finna let them watch Attack on Titan. No.
Ooh, no Attack on Titan.
No.
Not Attack on Titan. But like, my main thing with the whole Isekai like being banned and stuff is just monitor your kids.
Yeah, just monitor.
Why does the industry needs to monitor themselves for
and
you?
Adjust to your
No.
needs.
Yeah, Japan just trying to make some money.
I don't know who your kid is. Your kid.
Right. Like, Japan just straight up just trying to make the money, which
exactly.
It's a lot of that stuff.
And that's their main income is like anime related stuff.
They have a whole bunch of fam. Just it from one anime alone, and I could tell you probably if you gave me a series and just name alone, and I'll be able to tell you what merch, like what certain character carries the merch. If you ask me straight up from ReZero, okay, it's obviously Rem. They do a whole big celebration for her birthday. If you ask me for Konosuba, Megumin is the main figure that carries that whole thing. I'm like, they have figures for all the other characters too, but Megumin, no. They have a whole bunch of merchandise for her. Whole bunch. Japan just trying to make some money.
Yeah.
Japan never pretended to be for kids.
I'm like, they and some of that stuff,
No.
it's just straight up not for kids.
Yeah.
A lot of
Trying
that
to
stuff
come for a whole
is.
country.
And
Like-
to be honest, technically, if you want to get technical with it, if people did notice, I mean, to a certain point, Pokemon, I mean, I guess you could say
Some-
like wasn't for
Yeah,
kids.
some episodes.
And then
Banned
some-
episodes.
And then some,
The
and I'm
Jess
like,
episode though.
and then some of the stuff like with Yu-Gi-Oh, like, okay, not gonna lie, it's some kid, and I'm just talking about the first Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, it's a scene in there, and if for those of y'all who have watched it, chances are y'all have not seen the uncensored one. Y'all probably caught it on 4Kids. They censored a lot of that stuff, and
I caught most of my
one
stuff.
now
on
one of
4Kids.
them, it was a scene. It was pretty sure if y'all don't know, it was a character in the beginning of Yu-Gi-Oh. Name was Pegasus, and one of the dudes in the censored version, they had the character threaten him, so-called threaten him, but he was pointing at him. The uncensored version,
It was a gun.
yeah, it was a gun.
Right.
They always try to censor it, and then
Yeah.
they did it, I think, in One Piece.
So
which is one of
Japan
the funny-
does try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's like
censor it depending on like the country.
Yeah,
yeah,
they-
definitely.
Actually, no, it wasn't even Japan that actually censored it. It was the US. Like when they
Yeah.
brought it over to here, it was the US that censored. Japan, once they made it,
We're
they
recording
made
that.
I
Bro.
You pro, daddy.
Nah, he can't hear y'all, man. I got the thing on. He said, what's up, brother?
All right. What were we talking about?
well, dang, this gonna be a big
Thank you
chunk.
to Solomon's
This gonna be a
dad.
big chunk. This gonna be a big chunk to cut out.
Yeah.
This is a big
I
pause.
might just leave it in. I don't know.
Like, basically, like you came in, like you get the.
Yeah, but in case I cut, we're back now. My dad was being a proud father.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm like, probably wouldn't. I mean, this one was a side note, even though Death Note was kind of already getting banned in a few other countries. Because I mean,
Yeah, of course.
people was
Death Note.
yeah,
Yeah.
people was like, oh, we're gonna buy a Death Note. Let me write this person that I hate in there.
I wanted
And I'm
to
like,
get a
young
Death
kids
Note.
do that. Young kids do that.
I
We
mean,
don't like
children are hateful.
But like, it also comes to thing. If you know that your child is not old enough to tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you need to teach your kid the difference between reality and fiction.
Again, a school can always only teach so much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also, like with the censor thing, I like it kills me. Like one censor thing I hated the most. I love Sailor Moon. Like I love magical girls anime. Period. You can't tell me otherwise.
It got me into Madoka Magica. I'm proud to say that.
So one thing they did in the U.S. They made the Sailor the two lesbian couple to cousins. And I'm
I
like, I'm
remember
looking
that.
like, last time I checked, I don't know about y'all. Last time I checked, I don't kiss my cousin on the lips. Because last time I
If you're
checked,
kissing your
Well,
cousin
they-
on the lips, you in Alabama.
I think they censored
Yeah.
they censored something else in Sailor Moon. I think it was like now we're talking about censorship, but they censored a trans sexual
oh yeah,
person, made them just like, oh, that's a dude, even though
Yeah,
it
I
wasn't.
remember that.
So-
Alright.
oh yeah, they did that
This
with
is just to say
Steven
that
Universe.
there is like such thing as censorship, but at the end of the day, it's Japan. They're gonna do whatever
Well,
they want.
I mean, it ain't even Japan. A lot of people
Yeah.
didn't even see that,
People
like
censored all
the
around.
wedding
Yeah.
for Steven
Yeah,
Universe.
they literally-
that got actually a good chunk of that. So if y'all remember, like
But-
from the wedding to like when Steven like got to Homeworld, like them
Yeah.
last few episodes, yeah, a lot of those episodes like were not shown. So like if people went from like maybe the part where Ruby and Sapphire left, and then they show the next episode like Steven is just randomly on Homeworld, they're gonna be confused, and
Yeah.
they just did not show that in a lot of the countries at all.
Yeah, because the way they did is
Homophobia.
Russia did this also, cause they made Ruby a guy, and they make sure they like using he or him
Last time I
pronouns,
checked,
and then
there
when
aren't,
they
like specific genders within
Gems don't
Yeah.
have genders, but they
Yeah.
do go by female pronouns.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So when Ruby came out on with a wedding dress. I know,
I thought
like
we were done with the Nets.
I thought
I'm
we
sorry.
were too.
This is the first time that it showed up. For what? Go ahead, keep going.
so like when Ruby came in with the bride's dress, they was like. Russia was like, we can't do this because you make her look masculine, which girls can be masculine and guys can be feminine. Hello. Get over it. Stop.
Yeah, but now we're getting into like different categories because it's different when like for a certain point I can understand them like censoring things like that only because okay, it's different cultures.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I don't like it, but I can't really change the world like that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't like it, but I kind of see where they're coming from. Now, it's a different thing when you're censoring and like trying to ban an anime genre simply because of like, oh, it could do this to kids. That's stupid.
I don't see how laughter is bad. Like I will keep saying this. I'm actually confused. I was really shocked when they had Konosuba like on that list, and I'm legitimately wondering like why. Now, okay, with reincarnated as a slime, okay, it does have fighting in there. Now, is it graphic like how Tokyo Ghoul is? No, that's like rated TV 14. At least how it's listed. Now Tokyo Ghoul, that's TVMA. That's TVMA.
Right.
So. Really, and it's not even a lot of gory. It's not even a lot of scenes like that. It's technically a little bit. They have like a lot of slice of life episodes, especially in the first season. I mean, even throughout, it doesn't really pick up like that until season 2. But it's not even that graphic. And then I'm kind of confused really with No Game No Life. I don't know how that got banned at all. I don't know how that one got banned.
It just seems like it's focused on the genre.
And honestly, they just I'm like they
that's
just got
limiting to like art. Imagine you're like writing an anime, and because of it falls into the Isekai genre, there's a whole part of the world that won't see it.
Yeah, and I'm like, I can get the ones like, okay, if they got killed, because like the ones that usually they just make isekai in general. I'm like, okay, I can kind of get the one with like, okay, they got hit by a truck, or like one of them is like, if you
Truck-kun do be out here.
I'm like
truck con.
I'm like, why y'all gotta ban the ones like? If it was just like an isekai one, why does that one have to get banned? Like, okay, it's just straight comedy, and say if the main character like they're just summoned from another world, like, okay. Even though this one already got hate for it when it first came out, Rising of the Shield Hero. That one's an isekai, but that one, main character was summoned. He didn't die or anything. He was summoned. Not really. I can't really use that one match example, but at least if you starting off an isekai with that and they're getting summoned, and it's pretty much like a slice of life anime, why is that getting banned?
I am going to say this right now. And y'all know this, I am big on the horror aspect of anime and the psychological aspect of anime. Never have I ever like expressed like bad thoughts and in it being related to anime. I don't think I've ever had like anything psychologically wrong with me. And again, y'all know like my list of anime, most of it is horror and psychological. I don't think it had any effect on me. Anything mental that has happened to me is not related to anime.
Right. The only thing that I can say that anime has influence in my life, I guess you can say mentally, is like in the beginning, my view of like what romance is. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's not even harmful. That's not even harmful.
Right.
Because you can say the same thing for Disney.
Yeah.
I'm mad at Disney.
They tricked me, man.
Stop blaming fiction for your problems. That's the main point of this whole conversation.
Stop blaming other people's grind for your kid's problem.
Exactly. Wow. Yeah, I think we've wrapped that up though.
Yeah.
All right, I need to change out the battery of that. I think that camera's gonna die. We're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back. Thank you for listening to us. This has been Animelytical. And we'll be back after these messages. We're not sponsored.
We're not sponsored yet. If we
Not yet.
Not yet.
Please.
Raid Shadow Legend, please sponsor.
And we are back. Welcome back to Animelytical. It's a new name. I'm sorry.
It's a new name. We're getting used to it.
We are back, and we're going to be going to Tiara's topic. Now,
Tiara.
I want you to give us the rundown so we can start. Like, so they know what we're talking about, and they won't be lost.
So, lately, this is a new show called, well, it's not new, but these two shows by Vizzy Pub called Has Been Hotel and Helluva Boss. And I love them both equally, and I'm like, there's no difference. Lately, I've been in both communities for a while, and they're like, oh, it's Has Been Hotel and Helluva Boss is an anime because they have a Japanese dub for both of them. And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, about Avatar, then everybody's bringing up Avatar, Teen Titans, and like all these could be like anime topics. So will you say Has Been Hotel, Helluva Boss, Avatar, Teen Titans Go, etc. of Western animation or indie?
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Or indie projects are anime.
You see, first off, let me say this: I haven't watched Has Been Hotel or what was that second?
Helluva Boss.
I catch every episode of Helluva Boss.
Yes.
I haven't watched either or, so I'm gonna be mostly focusing on like the Teen Titans, Avatar, possibly Ruby aspect of it. It's a very tricky topic to talk about because it's inspired by anime, but it technically wasn't made in Japan, even though they do have a Japanese dubbing. So it's kind of a weird standstill.
No, okay, this was actually just kind of like, well, I recently found this out. Pretty sure everybody else know, but if you knew, they actually was trying. So Avatar, I would say, because I've seen this topic come up a lot between those shows and are they considered anime? If you really want to look, Avatar actually was the closest that you can technically say if it was anime out of those, because the creators actually said it themselves. They was actually trying to go for a Japanese animation for the show,
Which you can tell.
Which you can clearly tell, especially in the third season. You can see some of it in Korra too, but they was really trying to go for a Japanese animation with the show. They just couldn't get it.
They did a good job though.
They did a good job.
They
like,
convinced me.
I'm like, they really did a good job in it, and I'm like, I actually would like to see it. And I don't know the changes because this actually was announced with Avatar Studios now being made, so we don't know anything in terms of animation wise. I'm hoping maybe one of those shows or prequels, whatever they make out of that, is with some Japanese animation. Teen Titans, okay, good show. I loved it.
Amazing show.
Yes. Way better than Go. Go has its
We
issues.
don't talk.
horrible.
That's trash.
We can have a whole podcast about Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, but
You will see me angry throughout that.
yeah, same. I don't. Teen Titans, I don't really see it. I'm like, okay, could it be? I mean, it's like possibly, but not really, because of mainly it's all in DC, and we've seen a lot of DC. We're not saying that y'all have to catch. We're just gonna focus on animated wise, because DC does put out a lot of stuff. They're making even new shows. Mainly some of them are live action, but in terms of just animated wise, we've seen what DC has put out, and not really. That's like just strictly under DC's like animation and what they do. It's not really something with anime. Now, with Helluva Boss, and because actually that actually did catch me by surprise, like when I first saw it, because Raina, all of the episodes actually are on YouTube and they are for free. So I was actually caught off guard. Like, okay, it was like you had the original version, which of course was like for the US, but then they had like a French dub for it. I was like, okay, that's understandable. Now it did catch me off guard when they said a Japanese dub. I'm like, wait, what? I mean, I was impressed with it, but I didn't know that they actually was gonna do it. I've never known like a show to like I know they do that with some shows, but this one I was not actually really expecting it to do. So I'm like, and I didn't even think that was actually a topic that would come up. Like, could it be in anime? And I'm like, I mean, okay, to answer the question, is it? No, it's not. But could it be an anime? You probably would have to tell me like, okay, if y'all want to make it an anime, okay, what studio do y'all want to animate? Because this is, y'all gotta keep this in mind. It's the creator's vision. So, and I'm like, I don't think she really wants that to change. If we were to change the animation and make it into an anime, okay, what anime studio is gonna pick it up? I'll give it a chance. If they were to make it into an anime, fine then. Just get me a good studio that's gonna animate it and make sure Vizzy is involved with it. I don't want y'all limiting it. I don't want y'all limiting what she created.
Yeah. So for my thing, for the is Helluva Boss and Has Been Hotel anime. No, not at all. It's an anime, like it's an animation. So I can give it that. Right now, Helluva Boss, because that's the one that I've seen the most of. Because there's only one episode, and that's the pilot to Has Been Hotel. But Helluva Boss, great animation, beautiful. I think we can all agree on that if you watch it. Whenever you watch it, I'm pretty sure you'll agree.
You can straight binge it.
But like, not
I probably will when I get home.
not a traditional anime. It's not in a traditional anime style. So you can't really claim that it's. You can't claim that it's anime for the pure fact that it wasn't made in Japan. That's the one thing. Now, we can go talk all day about honorary animes. So, like, what is it? Avatar The Last Airbender, honorary anime. Right off the bat. Because it's in that style and everything, and you can kind of accept it in the same tone that every other anime is in. Teen Titans, the original. You can't tell me that it wasn't inspired. The way that it's like how the characters will go into their chibi versions of themselves and everything. You can't say it wasn't inspired by anime. You can say that's an honorary anime to a certain degree. Has Been Hotel and Helluva Boss, you can't say it like that. But you can say that it has a similar style to Panty and Stalking, if anybody has seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's a similar animation to that. And Panty and Stalking is considered an anime. But if that can be an anime even though it's not in the traditional style, what makes anime anime? The fact that it's in Japan. So to answer your question, no, it's not anime. Can't be. It just doesn't make scientific sense, or like according to the definition. Now, to what Miles was talking about, it could be anime if it gets animated by one of those studios in Japan. That would work. But to reanimate it, I'm not gonna say that it can't happen.
It's just a lot of
because it's just, I don't see it happening, but it can happen because it happened before. Everybody loves Powerpuff Girls. Powerpuff Girls Z.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Therefore, you can say Powerpuff Girls is an anime because they have Powerpuff Girls Z. If they go that route, okay,
Yeah.
it could be an anime. Right now, it's not. And stop thinking just because it's animated and it's a stop thinking that just because it's animated that it's an anime. Cartoons and animes are two different things. Only because their origins.
Stitch got readapted into an anime?
Yeah, I think Lilo and Stitch like became an anime.
It did.
And that's because it was animated differently and by a Japan studio. That's what makes it anime. Not that it's just animated and it's 2D. That's not what it is. They have similar, it's a similar style, but it's not the same origin. Stop it. Stop being stupid.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. This probably is just like another debate. I don't know why, but I mean, y'all heard of that? Well, what do y'all call it? I'm gonna say show/anime Ruby.
Oh yeah.
That's
Now-
what I mentioned at first.
That's why I'm like, it was animation, but like now I'm like, okay, kind of going under. I'm like, okay, what's considered anime? I'm like, okay, do you consider it to be anime? Like, okay, say if it gets put on an actual anime streaming service, because right now
Ruby was on Kiss Anime for a while.
it was,
And then
but
now it's on Roofer.
Ruby, all of them, and they said like moving forward, like all of her, well, they call it seasons, but it's called volumes, but all of the seasons for Ruby, they're on Crunchyroll. That's all anime on there. So what would y'all consider anime? And I'm like, I looked it up. I'm like, Ruby wasn't made in Japan though.
Yeah.
So I'm like, but they have it on an anime streaming service that has a whole bunch of anime.
That's a special case.
Yeah, so I'm like, would they be able to kind of slide Has-Been in there? Like,
That
if
is
y'all,
the prime example of an honorary anime.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
like, would y'all be able to do that? Same, like, with Has-Been or Helluva Boss? Like, would y'all be able to do that? Because I'm like, okay, fine. If y'all would have tell me and give an announcement and say, oh, Has-Been Hotel and Helluva Boss, like, either one of them or both of them is going to either Funimation or Crunchyroll or Verb, because all three of them are streaming service. So that's already going to be a debate. I'm like, so now is it an official anime now? Because some people already make that debate already. I'm like, if it wasn't, because some animes that are on there, okay, they wasn't made in Japan, but people still call them anime.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't get into no arguments with them. I'm just accept it and be like, I mean, for me, I'm like, and maybe some people say I'm wrong, because I'm like, it's on an anime streaming service. So I'm like, is it considered an anime? But then I'm like, now what happens if this does happen? Because some of the things that they put on Netflix, they say is a Netflix original anime series. Some of them shows are not anime. So what happened now with Netflix? They sometimes do make that mistake. What would they do? Are they gonna say a Netflix original series, or are they gonna say a Netflix original anime? Because then you're gonna get people talking about it.
Usually
Now
they
is
say,
it an anime?
Usually I see them talk about it's a Netflix original, and
Yeah.
the thing about Netflix though is that they can technically make anime and have
Yeah.
it be anime.
Because it's
Yeah.
Netflix like productions are like scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
So, cause they even make they make anime original K dramas, anime original
Yeah.
J dramas, and everything. It's they can actually do it and
Yeah.
have it be a
Yeah.
actual anime.
So if that actually does happen, then to answer the question, could it? Well, as of right now, no, it's not. Now, could it eventually be an anime? I'll
If it
probably
has a
say
good enough
this.
story.
If it likely gets on the streaming service, or one of them, probably at least at this point, I'd maybe say highly chance of Netflix, then yeah, you can end up saying that it's an anime. But as of right now, not really. Avatar is like the only one that's like holding that spot as,
Yeah.
and Powerpuff Girls Z. That's
What about Lilo and Stitch?
But those are
We are not
actual
talking about
animes
Leo.
now because they got animated
Yeah.
into that form.
Yeah.
But as for like things that have not been animated by Japan, they can't be animated. They just
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
But you want to say something?
Yeah, I definitely like Netflix originals. They like could like control of that because they like, oh, we do dramas, we do romance, we do this. Like one anime I like from Netflix is called B13.
I loved it.
I swear to God, season 2 I think it's out now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is.
I'm like, I love it. I gotta watch season 2. I love it from the start from finish from season 1. It's so worth it. And definitely if you like a Tokyo Ghoul fan and like in that dark, yeah, you gonna like B13. But another topic came back in my head. I follow this manga this. Also a lot of people like, oh, you can't do manga if you're not Japanese, which I'm like, that also
There is such thing as like
Like-
it's called like manhwa. where
No,
it's
it's
from
called it's manhwa. I
Manhwa?
think. Yeah, it's
Is it-
manhwa. I think it's called.
Korea. Is it
the way-
manhwa?
Unless people be saying it wrong, they like because I'm
It's
like
pronounced
too,
differently.
Yeah, it's maybe it's pronounced differently, and maybe it's just the way it's spelled. Because I be seeing like manhwa, and I'm
Hold
like,
up, I'ma have
yeah,
to
y'all
do it
referring
to
to like the
y'all.
webtoons?
Hey Siri, what is manga made in Korea called?
One sec.
It's been
Okay. I found this on the web for
You
what
were
is
right.
manga made in Korea called. Check it out.
Is manhwa.
Okay, maybe okay. Well, yeah, spelled, but yeah, I think those are like referred to like usually like the webtoon because the recent animes that came out.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Go ahead.
Oh, the recent animes like that did come out, and they was all put on Crunchyroll. They were manhwa at first, so they're pretty much like they're manhwa / like the webtoon comics, which were Tower of God, God of High School, and what was the other one? Noblest.
Yeah.
Those were the other ones, and they got anime adaptation for it. So I'm like, okay, I can see how this works. I'm like, I could give it a chance. I could
Yeah.
give it a chance. I'm like, if they would have announced that and say that they're gonna try like to make it in an anime format, I'm like, I'm gonna give y'all a chance. Like, until y'all either give me like that first trailer or a first poster of it looking like it, I'm not gonna talk bad about it and say like it's bad, because I'm like, I want to see how it looks.
Yeah. Because it seems like the what is it called? The definition of what is anime is getting up there. Like it's like changing. It's evolving.
Yeah.
And that's why people are saying, "Oh, does this animation count as anime?"
Yeah.
Because for like things like that, things that manga or manhwa, like webtoons that didn't even start in Japan. Yeah, I can't pronounce it. But,
It's difficult to pronounce.
Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God.
different.
but like webtoons and stuff like that has been like written outside of Japan, and then they get animated are considered anime. Then why can't other things be considered anime?
Right.
I definitely understand that. So it seems to me that the definition of what an anime is evolving,
Right.
and as like probably in the future, anything that's in a similar style to like say Attack on Titan or Dragon Ball Z or something like that, something that's in that classic style will automatically become anime. And if that's the case, and then to that point, then it's like, I guess you can say,
Yeah, because at that
That-
point I'm like,
that,
are we really even saying cartoons anymore?
yeah, like then at that point,
Solomon.
yeah,
Right.
the recording stops. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
finish up.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. So you can technically say that like Has-Been Hotel and
Helluva Boss.
yeah, Helluva Boss could be anime in the future because of how it's evolving. In that case, anything can be anime then. Anything animated, any cartoons can be an anime. If we're going by that definition, how it's evolving. Somewhere down the line, if we keep going down this path, Steven Universe can be considered an anime. Like
Amazing World Gumball, could they have that anime episode?
They have so
That
many.
was
They've had
hilarious.
so many parodies with that, and I'm like,
I mean,
then Adventure Time. That could technically
That
be
could technically turn into one.
that could
like if
technically
we keep evolving what is considered an anime, anything that's animated can just be an anime, and at that point there's no rules.
There really isn't no rules. Like anything that's animated at this point, it's just straight anime. Because I feel like it's just gonna get to that point. So like, if you say, I'm like, oh, I want to animate this, it's just that anime, point blank.
Yeah, and then like even us, we want to make our own anime,
Yeah.
but we're not in Japan.
Yeah.
So technically,
Or Japanese.
to the or Japanese. So
I have
technically,
a small percentage in
it doesn't
we
count.
not use that small percentage. You are black.
But like, because we want to make an anime and things like that, because we're not Japanese and we're not in Japan, technically, would it be considered anime? But with how everything is being like evolving, everything, we could be looking at that someday. It could be. You know, that's pretty decent. But at the same time, that means there's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right, I think we're about wrapped up with this
Yeah.
topic. Okay.
Good talk.
Good talk. Good talk. We're gonna take another break.
Yeah.
Reset all of the cameras and everything, and we'll be right back. Go take another pee break.
Go get some food.
Yeah.
Go get some Popeyes.
Go touch some
Popeyes.
grass.
It's raining
Seriously,
outside.
dude. Touch grass. What the?
Oni-chan. Hello, everybody.
Baka.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to
Analytical.
Analytical.
Oh my god.
Don't stick
We'll
one
get
day.
it. We'll get it one day. We'll get it one day.
Hopefully we get this soon than
Yeah.
later.
All right, so we're back, and now it's going to be time for my topic, actually, and it's actually pretty topical, especially going around in the My Hero Academia community, but also in other communities as well, and y'all can jump on this. Question: is it morally wrong or problematic? Let's say, is it problematic for anime and anime fans to quote unquote sexualize anime high school students?
You see, it depends on the age of the person. Because like my little brother, like when he started watching My Hero, he was still in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So when I would argue with him, he would be like, "So she's technically older than me."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? I'm trying to get everybody else's opinions on it.
I mean, okay, we just talking. Could this be just any girls in general?
Yeah,
Like-
anime.
This anime?
Like any girl in anime, because they say, why are you sexualizing a high school student, like a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old?
Okay, I mean, I know this one. I'm not even gonna lie. This probably was like on Twitter for like probably until the legit anime ended. I mean, she wasn't even a high school student. Like, okay, pretty much her boobs was big. The name of the anime is Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. It's 2021. The anime came out, I'm pretty sure, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
If not yeah, it was last year.
Mhm.
And look, already, and this was straight up from the trailer. Again, Twitter blew up. So this went on until the anime ended. I mean, it kind of still does go on because she still comes up. The character design, Uzaki.
What's it called
cute
again? I'm sorry.
Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Now, she's a cute looking girl. And now I know some people, yeah, could be waifu, but did they sexualize her? Her boobs
big
are,
ass titties.
yes, her boobs are legit big.
I'm sorry. I had to look. I had to look it up and see how big they were.
Yes, her boob, like her fig, like it's big, and mainly already just it's two things that was a problem with it. They was already saying because her figure was big, but because of her height, she didn't look like it, and it was stated that she's in college because now again.
So is
I
she
would say-
basically almost like a lolly like?
I guess you can kind of say that because I'm like, it was an episode in the anime where like her birthday came up and she was actually legally, like she became legal to drink and go out to drink. And again, that episode was in the anime. So, and it was stated, and actually all the other characters on there, this is literally on a college campus.
Right.
It's not in high school, but at least I don't think no other.
That's what you find it.
Huh?
If it's on a college campus.
Yeah, if
It's
she's
like-
a
aren't they like
college
18?
student.
I'm like, yeah, like 18
Yeah.
and up, but I'm like, because of
So
her-
people were still like, were people still mad about
Yeah.
the concept because
yeah,
she was
because
so short?
like it was, yeah, because she was short, and it's like
And also the fact she
got,
looked
like,
young.
She looked
Yeah.
young.
So
I
she
can
might
like
be like
that.
a lolly, huh?
Yeah, I guess you could technically say a lolly. You see a picture. Now you see
I've seen lollies that look more like lollies.
Yeah.
But what do you think of now? Now that you've seen a picture of how she looks, what's your thoughts?
I've seen
I've seen girls with
I've
bigger.
seen this picture. I've seen
I know we've seen girls
I've
with
seen
bigger.
the like on because I'm on Funimation. I've seen this anime. Haven't watched it. I was looking. I was like, maybe it'll be fine to watch because it was labeled under romance, right? I don't know if it's actually romance, but
You
We
can
gonna
kind
have
of
to do a
tell.
count every time you fidget with your car mix.
yeah, it's but I don't know if it's actually like romance, but like okay.
I guess you could say
In
rom-com.
that pic, I can kind of see her face is kind of young,
Yeah, it does look young.
but it's also anime, so it's kind of hard. The titties by itself, like in my mind, ages her up.
It does.
Like if she was flat chested, then that would be borderline lolly.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah,
like-
Hold up, censor. Oh
That's-
my. Still.
Okay, so I don't know if she's a lolly or not. If she is a lolly, then I can see problematic because not only do lollies look young, lollies look like younger than middle school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like 3,000 years old.
So like,
Yes.
I don't know.
Mavis from Fairy Tale.
Facts.
Lollies, I can see you can make a case. Lollies are problematic. I don't like lollies like that at all, actually. But to like that, she doesn't.
I don't see
It's
the problem.
hard because she doesn't look like a lolly, to me at least. It's weird. It's weird.
And I don't see. I'm like, are people really just complaining in terms of like, are they just complaining over dating wise with the girls in My Hero Academia? Because I'm like, what is wrong with any of the girls in My Hero Academia? Like, I literally don't see anything wrong. Like,
I
what is they
think
complaining?
it crosses the line when Eri is involved in like
Yeah.
sexual.
Who's talking about Eri-chan? Who's talking about my Eri?
You need to. You up here?
Calm down.
And you need to come
There-
back
Relax. Chill.
So there has
here.
been
He
like
protect her
people
like he's
like making like body pillows out of Eri when she's like literally, what is she, 7?
I'm sorry. This is
Eri
news
7.
to
Who
me.
is Eri? Oh, Eri.
Eri.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Man, I was finna
You,
say
you said
Lemillion.
Eri. That's why I was
finna
confused.
say,
I was like,
boy,
hey.
Lemillion is your
Eri.
favorite
Eri.
character. I'm
Yeah.
like, who do you?
Eri, yeah. Yeah. They're
This is
making
no-
body pillows of her. See,
Yeah,
that's
that's
fucked up. That's
No,
messed
yeah,
up.
yeah. I'm
That's
sorry.
bad.
That's
No, see,
messed
that's
up.
crossing
I
the
can
line.
get behind that. That's messed up.
Yes.
See, I can
She's a full blown child.
She
Yeah.
is a full blown child. Now I get a body pillow, a froppy, you're a rocker. Okay then.
I'm
But
wearing what is it?
Toga.
A toga himiko.
yeah,
shirt.
toga. Yeah.
I think you're trying to like overpass the sexualization part. There's a difference between sexualization and admiration. I feel like
I
y'all
understand that.
admire. You admire the crazy that's on your.
Yeah.
yeah, we admire it, but
I think the sexualization part, it is a little bit overboard because Japan knows what they're doing.
they do,
Yeah.
and they've
I
been
mean,
doing this
it's
for
a
years.
different culture. You have to.
Yeah.
You also have to like understand. Like, yes, for us
And also in Japan,
America.
the legal age.
Yeah, that's what I was
is-
about to
is
say.
50.
Yeah.
I was about to say that too, because like, over here in America, if you're under the age of 18, automatically,
Jail time.
that's
FBI.
jail time. That's not right. And for good reason.
Yeah.
And Japan, they believe after the age of 15, and I think because last time I checked, like check again just to make sure. I think the age of consent was 14.
It was around. I think it was
In
around
Japan, it was
14 or
either
15.
14 or 15.
It's around 14 or 15.
And for
Last
them,
time, unless if they didn't change it, it should be around 14
yeah,
or 15.
for them, it's pedophilia if it's under
It's
that.
13.
It's 13.
Oh, it's 13?
Oh,
Oh,
we were wrong.
okay.
Yeah,
we're
it's 13
wrong.
now.
Before them, like,
Oh, so it did change. Okay.
so if
Yeah,
it's
it
under
did.
13, then that's wrong.
So it's just a different prospects to them.
Yeah, like you can judge them.
We find
If
it
you
weird
want.
because like our consent age is like 18, 17, 17 here in Illinois, but 18.
But
Yeah.
you also have to understand that America is not the world. This is not
Right.
like you live in America. Not everybody needs to conform to you, okay?
Yes.
it does no.
Like, yes, for good reason, we have it for like at the age of 18. Nobody's doubting that. But in other areas of the world, there are different cultures that abide by different rules. And Japan is one of them.
Yeah.
Now, to say that it's problematic for Japan themselves to sexualize these, in their culture, no, it's not problematic because
Yeah.
that's the norm.
No.
That's the
Yeah,
norm.
it's literally
The norm.
just what they're used to, and they don't view like we view. I still view you as a baby, even though
Yeah,
you're 18.
I'm literally 18. I'm legally, and they still like you're a baby, baby Chan.
For us right now, for us right now, it's actually more acceptable for
Yeah.
us to do it because of how young we are.
Yeah.
19, 19, 18,
21.
yeah, 20, 21. See, like 21 borderline, they can kind of get you for it. But like for us, like 19, that's not far off from like 16, 15, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 3 years. It's like, yes, we're of age according to America, but it's more acceptable for us to like look at them in that light. Now, if we were like middle 20s, late 30s, people will be looking at us different sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
let's
Look at the weird people at the other house.
be honest.
If you're a 30-year-old, I'm sorry for interrupting you, but
Yeah.
if you're a 30-year-old with an airy body pillow, is kind of, I don't know about that one.
I
If you're a
don't-
30-year-old with a floppy body pillow, I'm like, okay.
I mean, okay, because I'm like, I
let's
mean,
be real.
with her
in,
age,
in
okay.
Japan, actually, like being like a weeaboo and stuff like that is actually looked down upon. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
either way, we're gonna look weird. So don't act up when we go to Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay quiet. I'm making it clear. I don't know nothing there. I will legit.
Let's
be
just
a
say the
quiet
people we
box.
most worry about going to Japan is not here.
Yeah, them the ones. I've already told y'all. I'm not saying nothing on the trip because I'm like I don't know anything. So I'm like, no, I'm following the leaders in Japan. With y'all.
That's gonna be Joey and me.
But here's the thing that like people are arguing, because I want to give both sides their due. So people who are saying it's not pedophilia are saying like it can't be because these aren't real. These are fictional characters. What do you all have to say to that? It's like, because these are not like, there was like, listen, everybody knows, like, because I saw people on Facebook talking about it too. They said, listen, we can all agree that real people who are under the age of consent, disgusting. Don't do that. That makes you a pedophile.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there was like, if you're like, if it's fictional, these are not real characters, they're voiced by adults, then it's not pedophilia.
Okay,
I don't know
now
how I feel.
I'm
about
still
that.
because I'm still kind of feeling uncomfortable. Okay, fine. If you got a Megumin, an Asuna, okay, a Kirito, like whatever type of body pillow fine that you have or whatever, fine then. But this is my question, and I'm already still uncomfortable with it. But what type of body pillows like of Aerie is like on like? And this is because I'm
show you,
like no, because I'm like, okay, is it like of her like completely exposed? I don't
don't show me. No. I don't want to see that.
If it, okay. See, now for me, it's like, okay, I know they're fictional characters. Fine. Okay, it's fine. Like what Solomon said, I'm like, fine. If it's fictional characters, it's like it's no problem. But okay, a character like that, fine. I'm gonna toss in another character, like besides just Aerie. Yui from SAO and Emma from The Promised Neverland.
For good reason.
My internet says no pedophilia.
Good. So I'm gonna toss in like
Google
other
right
characters.
now,
I'm gonna toss in these other characters. I'm like, you got Yui from SAO and Emma from The Promised Neverland. Now, would y'all have a
Leave Emma alone.
I'm like,
Leave it alone.
That's why I'm like,
Don't give them any ideas.
no, I don't even.
Something. When I googled the Aerie body pillow, it popped up songs from Undertale.
I think it's saving me. I think it's saving because I don't want to see Aerie like. I probably would still think
It's
of that
very
like. It's,
disgusting.
I would think of
I've
it like,
seen it
why?
in passing, and I'm like, that's not okay.
To me, I don't think that's okay. I'm like, okay, fine. If somebody got like just a random
These are
body pillow
actual
of like,
children.
I'm like,
Yeah.
if somebody got a body
Well,
pillow
not
like
actual
of Mikasa,
children, but like, I'm sorry for interrupting you again. I'm interrupting a lot. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
it's like Aerie isn't even like age of consent in Japan.
She's
Right.
Pretty
not.
sure that would be frowned upon in Japan. Like,
Yes.
like,
It's not pretty. It would be, man. She's not.
like, no.
It's just it's disturbing. It's
Yeah.
disturbing.
What do you have to say to people comparing it to furries? Saying that like,
This is y'all floor.
yeah,
By the way.
it's saying, because for those of you who don't know, these two are like openly furry. Okay.
Sorry, mom.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry.
So,
I'm not.
My dad, he's afraid too. But like, anyway.
I'm just directing the question. Like, just because we like the character and that, like, oh, some of us sexualize our like rule 34 on Froppy and be like, oh, that's my girl, even though she's underage, doesn't mean that we want to have sex with underage people. The same way that furries, just because they like anthropomorphized animals, doesn't mean that they want to have sex with animals.
Yeah.
Do y'all think that that's similar? Or that's two different things?
Okay, it is similar because bestiality and furries are completely two different things. And I don't know why people keep coming up with me like it's the same thing. No. Having sexual interaction with your pet versus having interaction with like I have is an anthropomorphic. Last time I checked, Sage is not walking around talking like, "Hey, Dad," and like whatever.
Sage is my dog.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah.
So like she ain't walking around and like talking and stuff. She barks and like and stuff like that. And we like people like think like just because of that, like no, I love animals. I love them dearly. But what I do is bestiality. No, because first thing people think about furries is very sexualized, which is not. There's different part of the community. Anything could be sexualized in any part of the community if you actually look into it. And there's good part of each community.
Miles?
I would never. I'm not taking it to that topic, like to that far anyway, because it never went that far for me. I always said that the main two was Lola Bunny from Space Jam and Roxanne from the Goofy movie. Back then, I was a kid. I said I had crushes on them. Do I still have crushes on them? Yes. Now, has it gotten to the point where I said I wanted to do something like that? No. Because when you think about it, ain't Roxanne in the Goofy movie, ain't she like a dog or something? Isn't she a dog?
We don't know what
Goofy is a dog.
No, Goofy is a dog. I'm talking about like
dog.
I'm talking about Roxanne.
Is
Like
it because I've been hearing people say Goofy is a cow, and I'm so confused.
no.
Before
no.
it was like this thing, but Goofy, I think, canonically is a dog.
No, he's a dog. So that's why I'm like
If
Roxanne.
I
I'm
look
like
it up
no.
in Google and it says he's a cow.
I think he used to have the hots for a cow.
No, he
Oh
did.
yeah,
He did. It was
He
glorious.
did.
Gloria, I think that was her name.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was
so.
Gloria.
Yeah, no, he had
He
a hots
want
for a
He
cow.
want that milk.
Yeah, he had hots for a cow, but I'm like, no,
Right.
Goofy's a dog. I mean, when you kind of think about it, and
okay, it
put
does
him
say
put
that
him in
he's
next to
a dog, but then there's
Pluto. Yeah, Pluto.
what's
yeah,
going
Pluto.
on?
Put Goofy next to Pluto. It kind of looked the same. I mean, just different colors, but I'm like, no, he was a dog. So I'm like, I always had a crush on them ever since I was little. But in terms of taking it to that
On
point,
Roxanne.
I'm like,
Not
no.
Goofy. On Roxanne.
Yeah, Roxanne. Roxanne. I'm like, no. It's never gotten to the point where I wanted to do something sexual. I'm like, no. I said I had a crush on them. I didn't never say anything about like anything to that
I
type.
hope this doesn't trigger the furry community.
It is.
It is. Bro.
It is.
Look, being a furry community, we don't like when people call us out and they're like, "Oh, do you know our community?" They're like, "No," and I'm like, "Then why?" Then like, I get mad. I'm like, "Why?"
Technically, the furry community I'm like, this isn't even just anime. It kind of got worse a little bit. Like, and this is like right before Beastars came out. Like, it got worse as soon as Zootopia came out. Let's be real.
Then
here.
Beastars.
Oh yeah,
I love-
Zootopia
I love-
really put in
That-
Judy
that-
Hopps though.
Like as soon as that movie
We'll
came
go-
out, and it was like right after, here comes Beastar, and it was like,
I claim Legoshi. He's bad. I'm sorry. He's bad.
Okay, that's. I just wanted to talk about that because people are like, "Yo, that's pedophilia. Y'all shouldn't do that." and
it's
everything.
not.
I
It
want
is
to give
not.
my opinion. I don't think I like gave my opinion. I'm gonna buckle down. And similar to what Miles was talking about. For me, yes, I recognize that these characters are quote unquote underage according to American standard and everything. Really understand that. Real life, never do that. Never do that.
Yeah.
No.
That's
That's
disgusting.
a no-no.
Even
Yeah.
in fiction, even like in fiction, if you're 6, no, I still don't want it.
Yeah,
But-
no.
But you gotta understand, especially in the case of Froppy and everything. And I keep using Froppy because
That's one of your waifus.
yeah.
I mean, he got
But-
on his phone case.
But I like in the case of Froppy and like situations like that. I think Froppy's 16, but in that situation, it's like she's voiced by someone much older. The age of consent in Japan, she meets it. She's not real.
Yeah.
So you can't treat it the same. You can't treat it the same. Not only that, but in the time periods that they're made, it's not even their like actual age. So like, I'm pretty sure since My Hero Academia came out, multiple birthdays have passed for these people.
Yes.
Yes.
They have not aged in the show.
I'm like, it's the first year. I'm like, it's already.
Froppy's birthday is February 12th, so her birthday
It's already
was
it's already I think
Mm-hmm.
around. It's coming up on winter or something. It's like.
February.
And no, I'm saying that if we're going like in a timeline, because when you saying like when Froppy's birthday is, in
Right.
terms of the actual show, it's coming up like maybe winter time, I think. Because I'm like, I
said,
think
it's February 12th, so granted, yeah, it's a little bit still cold.
yeah. No, actually no, because they just had the Christmas episode in My Hero, so
Right.
her birthday's gonna come up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my thing is about it is that these characters, if you really want to get technical with it, then we can say any character, no matter their age, is pedophilia because they weren't made 18 years ago.
They
So
wasn't.
so their actual birthday,
Yeah.
some of these characters are 1, and you're sexualizing them. We can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
if you
we're
really want
not-
to get technical.
We're not trying to defend anything pedophilic. Like we're just trying to
Don't do
set a
that.
difference between.
We don't want to get canceled by Twitter.
Please no. We just want to set a difference between what's going on in the anime realm.
So it's just, I understand a slippery slope, and you don't want to practice things in fiction and have it go over to the real world. But the same way, because we was talking about this earlier, understand the difference between reality and fiction. Just because
Americans.
these characters are fiction does not mean you can do it in real life.
Yes.
That should be the consensus.
Right.
It's like some things you can take over, but some things no.
You leave
Keep
it
that
behind.
in the fiction. Keep some of that stuff in the real world.
And I just want to say one more thing, because I know we've talked about this subject a lot, but role playing, like, and not the sexual way. I'm not talking about that, but role playing games and things like that, like Persona 5. I don't know if y'all heard about that, but
Yes.
Persona 5. Okay, there's a character in it, Futaba, and I'm only saying this because I romanced Futaba. You're not going to call me a pedophile for doing it. I'm not doing. If you're doing a role play game, right, you're playing a character that exists in that world. If you're role playing as a 16 to 15-year-old student, no, 16 or 17-year-old student, you're not going to be like, oh no, I'm not gonna date the people that's of my character's age because they're young. That would be pedophilia. You're role playing. If you're role playing in a fictional world, you play the part. Before y'all try to get at me, it's like, oh, Futaba's 15 and everything. Yo, Futaba's birthday. I can actually hold up. Look up Futaba's birthday because it's actually a thing. Actually, first look up when Persona 5 came out.
It came out in 2016 on my birthday.
Persona 5 came out in 2016. Look up Persona 5 Futaba's birthday. She's 15. It came out in 2016, right?
Yeah, her birthday. Her
17,
official
18,
birthday-
19,
wait,
20.
Her official birthday is February 19th, 2001.
2001. And that's what I was saying too. Her canonical birthday is 2001, right? I was born in 2001 in August. She's older than me. She's older than me.
And if you would
So
have
you
me
can't
there,
tell
like,
me. You can't
she's
say
older
that
than
I'm
me.
a pedophile. She's older than me.
Calm down, Burley.
No, because I'm like,
No, I'm sick and
I'm a
tired of
week-
this. I'm sick and tired of it.
No, because I'm a week older than him, but she's still older than me. You can't say that about.
You can't say the canonical birthday is 2001 February. I was born in August 2001. She's older than me. You cannot say that it's problematic. That's all I'm saying with that. All right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this conversation. We talked about it enough.
Solomon, I thought you were supposed to tell us to calm down, and now you up here.
I'm just
I
saying.
just wanted to set that straight.
no,
Solomon,
no,
you
we-
up here, but you need to get back here.
We tried, but we just need to make that clear. She's older than us. Can't say anything.
But like, get it. See, this is why I really wish anime would do that the same way that they did for Futaba. Have a year set. If you have a year set, it's much less problematic.
Yeah.
Because then the characters age. If you don't have a year set, then the characters never age. Like Ash from Pokemon. I don't know when he was born. I don't know what year.
I don't know what
He's
year
still
he was
This
born.
dude could be 30, but apparently everything that he's done happened over the course of a year. It makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Out of the course of every single Pokemon movie
This man's
and the
10.
episodes, he is still. Wait, it was 10. Or is he still 11? 10 or 11?
10 or 11.
He's no,
10?
but
Yeah,
10.
Yeah.
He is still 10 from episode 1, and again, including the movies,
Ash.
including the movies. You are still 10. Ain't no unless if you go. First off, it's all off because if you're going by like the actual year in like human years, it's 365 days. You tell him, so that means some of this stuff is taking place like in the exact same day, and then also including the movies too, because or either that.
You mean
You-
within
you
a
have
year,
way-
Ash got 2 rivals, both Gary and Paul?
Had
What
to
was
be-
the
And
dude's
traveled
name?
with like 5 different groups.
Had to have been. So that means probably from when the start of the anime happened. It's like, oh, his birthday already passed. So it's like, okay,
His
starting
birthday's
up.
in May.
No, but it's like, okay, once May come up, okay, he's 10 and he's still 10. So you're telling,
Yeah, his
so
birthday's May 10th.
So okay,
Ironic.
so instead of 365 days, are y'all telling me that y'all probably have like way more days? So y'all have like what 5 additional months or something in the Pokemon universe. Is that what y'all telling me? How is he still 10 after 20 freaking years? Goku aged, Naruto aged. How is he still 10?
The theory that he's in a coma.
But yeah, we can get off this topic.
Yeah.
Because I just wanted to get y'all opinions on that and set that record straight. because I'm sick and tired of people on Facebook saying, "Oh, you're problematic for that, bro. She's older than me. Shut the fuck up." She's on my phone case. Sake. Shut the fuck up.
So I think they going.
I'm sorry. I'm upset.
So I think they gonna call you old because like, oh, you use Facebook.
Everybody uses Facebook.
Everybody uses Facebook. You can't get on us for that. Dang.
I think we can close out.
Yeah.
We can close out like officially.
Fine.
So, this has been
Analytical.
I'm gonna put that again.
Provided if we haven't been canceled yet, we'll see you next time.
Provided. Oh my God. Fingers crossed that we do not.
Yeah, Twitter will be like, I'm here.
It
I
would be
smell
great for ratings.
I smell cancellation.
Twitter and
Solomon is
YouTube
a
right around the corner.
pedophile.
Like, I'm listening. I already know. Probably like YouTube. Like, yo, they trying to start a controversy. Twitter, like, what up though?
Twitter, can you not do that to us, please? Can you not?
We're gonna see you next time on Animelytical.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it that time. This has been Solomon, Davenport, aka Solo Rain. If you want to subscribe to my channel, there'll be a link in the description or somewhere, and I'll put the links to everybody else's channels if they have it in the link of the description of this episode.
Still a work in process with mine.
We can say your name one last time, your social, and then we can close out. Okay. So a few.
Bye. I'm Raina.
Okay. I'm like, Miles, MC Fire. See y'all soon.
Bye. T. Shiny Dance 13. See ya.
And also, please like, comment, subscribe for more conversations like these and more. We're gonna have more things in the future. Heated debates, 1v1 debates, and things like that. Please stay tuned and support us. This podcast is
share the channel too.
Yeah, share the channel.
Please do.
Share the channel, please.
With anybody, with
we
nerds,
desperate.
weebs.
Share the channel with someone you think that would enjoy this content, and share the channel with someone you think that would hate this content. We'll take
we're trying to just trigger some people because
Yeah.
we know we'll get views off of
like,
it.
listen.
If you wanna
have a
we still
debate
wanna
in the
have-
comments. It's great for views.
If we want to trigger somebody, all of us should be in a cosplay of a character that's not black.
Oh my God.
Oh, we gotta
should
do
have
that another
episode.
time.
We should have that episode where all of us just cosplay as non-black characters.
Oh.
We can trigger everybody.
Well, I'll be dressing up as Kaneki.
And then
I
let's
don't
have
know
another
which
one.
I'm gonna be cosplaying now.
And then have another one where we all cosplay as like as least favorite characters. Like one of us just cosplay as Mineta.
I mean, I call her Sakura.
Sakura.
Any female character with pink hair pisses me off.
Dang.
Their personalities are horrible.
We're gonna call that the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. And do we have like a sign off?
No.
Cause you know how some YouTube channels be like some I guess Dashi be like some
Bye,
until
hoes.
next time or something like that.
Anichi-chan.
We'll figure it out.
Bye, hoes.
That works. Bye.
See you, Oni-chan.
Mouse, your camera's right there.
Tell him that you're listening to me.